Welcome back to our channel, everyone. Today is a beautiful sunny day, though I certainly can't say the same about the characters we're about to discuss. What do you think of this week? Will Grayson be able to protect Ashley after his carelessness dragged her into trouble? Furthermore, Naomi has somewhat figured out that Jacob is also in danger. And let's not forget Ander and Donnie. It seems she's discovered some secret related to Ander, right? Okay, I've been thinking about this upcoming May 4th to 8th week, and honestly, my brain is just spinning in 100 different directions. I mean, basically, we are looking at a complete and total meltdown of Grayson's entire existence. This whole plasma ring storyline. It's escalating so incredibly fast that I'm actually getting physical whiplash just trying to keep up. Wait, actually, let me back up a second. Before we even talk about the plasma ring and the new threats, we really need to talk about Grayson's foundational mistakes here. He got involved with these highly dangerous people, and now he's dealing with the police breathing down his neck, a super demanding and frankly terrifying chief of staff, and oh yeah, he literally got stabbed. I feel like we are glossing over the stabbing. The man was physically attacked, and now he is trying to navigate a criminal underworld while probably still needing fresh bandages. But the thing that is really bothering me. Wait, what was the main point? Oh right, Ashley. The fact that Ashley is now being actively watched changes the entire molecular structure of this plot. I mean, think about it. We see Grayson holding his phone, staring at a photo of Ashley that was sent to him by the gang. That is textbook psychological warfare. It's not just a physical threat to his own body anymore. It's an existential threat to someone he deeply cares about. He's looking at that glowing screen, and you can just see the absolute, unadulterated terror in his eyes. But that doesn't explain why the Plasma Gang is suddenly pivoting to Ashley. Are they just trying to keep Grayson in line because they sense he's getting cold feet? Or is there a deeper, more insidious endgame here? Actually, no. I should mention Naomi first. Because the way we find out about this photo is through Naomi. Naomi is the one reporting this on the phone to Jacob. She literally says, "Someone is watching Ashley." They sent her photo to Grayson as a warning, and Jacob's response is just, "Wait, what?" Which, honestly, is exactly my reaction. Jacob is supposedly this hardened, experienced detective, right? He's the one on this dangerous, undercover-esque mission, but Naomi is the one feeding him this highly sensitive, crucial piece of intel. How on earth did she get it? Is she more embedded in this plasma ring situation than we realize? Maybe it's not important, but I noticed the specific tone in her voice during that call. It wasn't just informative. It was laced with a very specific kind of dread. If Naomi knows this much about the inner workings of the gang's threats, does this mean she's putting a massive target on her own back? By knowing about Ashley, does Naomi become the next liability for the plasma ring? Or maybe not. I don't know. It's just strange, really strange. The whole thing is strange. I find myself constantly wondering if Naomi is going to end up as collateral damage because she is trying so hard to support Jacob's mission while simultaneously uncovering things she was never meant to see. Okay, let's go down the rabbit hole of what happens next with Ashley. If they are sending surveillance photos of Ashley, the natural, inevitable progression of this soap opera trope is a full-blown kidnapping. They are going to lure Ashley to some undisclosed, creepy location in an abandoned warehouse, obviously, because it's always an abandoned warehouse by the docks, and use her as ultimate leverage. If Ashley becomes a hostage, Grayson is going to completely lose his mind. He's already operating on fumes, panic, and probably adrenaline from his recent injuries. If they have Ashley, he will absolutely betray the police. He will burn down the entire precinct, compromise every single investigation, and sell his soul if it means saving her. But wait, if he betrays Jacob and the cops, how does he ever get out of this? There is no safe exit strategy here. He's trapped in a corner. I mean, not exactly. but something like that. He's basically a dead man walking unless he pulls off an absolute miracle. I just keep picturing Grayson frantically running around the city, trying to appease the plasma gang while simultaneously lying to Jacob's face. It's a house of cards, and the wind is blowing at hurricane speeds. And speaking of Jacob, we have to talk about that intense confrontation. Jacob literally looks Grayson in the eye and tells him, "Take one more step, and I'll arrest you." Okay, I know I just said the opposite about Grayson needing Jacob to survive, but listen to me. Jacob is pushing him way too hard. Grayson is getting squeezed from every conceivable angle. He's getting chilling threats from Laya, his boss who clearly has zero moral compass. The mysterious contact through the plasma ring is tightening the leash. And now the cops are threatening to lock him up in a cell. If I were Grayson, I'd be hyperventilating into a paper bag in a dark closet. The pressure cooker environment is meticulously designed by the writers to make him snap. But why is Jacob drawing the hard line now? What is the specific one more step that Grayson is about to take? Is Jacob aware that Grayson is planning to go rogue to save Ashley before she's even officially taken? My thoughts are just racing here. It's like Jacob is trying to maintain legal order in a situation that has completely defied the laws of physics and morality. Jacob wants to do things by the book, but Grayson is living in a world where the book has been set on fire. Okay, switching gears completely because my brain genuinely cannot handle the plasma stress anymore. Let's talk about Donnie and Andre. What on earth is happening in the four walls of their marriage? It is so incredibly awkward and tense right now. You could cut the tension with a knife. Andre drops this massive, heavy bomb. Is my wife accusing me of being a spy? And Donnie just coldly, without missing a beat, fires back. Just know that I found out. You could be hiding a massive secret. Wait a minute. A spy for who? Against who? Is this about Bill? Please tell me this isn't about Bill again, because that situation is already a tangled, exhausting mess that seems to pop up constantly these days. But actually, let's look at Donnie's deep-seated psychology here. She and her sister were completely ruined by secrets in the past. Being exposed, having the rug pulled out from under her, is her ultimate trauma. So, her projecting this intense suspicion onto Andre. Is it just her trauma-induced paranoia acting up, or did she actually find hard, undeniable evidence of his betrayal? I feel like Andre is deflecting. Whenever a character uses a rhetorical question like, "Is my wife accusing me?" it's basically a neon sign flashing in the night that says, "I am guilty, but I am trying to gaslight you into doubting yourself." It's a classic defensive maneuver. But what is the secret? Corporate espionage, a double life. My mind is just going to the darkest places. Oh man, and the relationship drama certainly doesn't stop there. We absolutely must dissect the Shanice and Ted situation, because it is breaking my heart. Shanice recently catching Ted in an intimate, vulnerable moment with Leslie. Heartbreaking, completely gut-wrenching. And the worst part is, it's not just about Leslie. It's the lingering, suffocating ghost of Nicole that is haunting this relationship. Ted tries to play the devoted, loving partner, looking her deeply in the eyes and saying, "You're the only woman I want to be with." But Shanice, in a moment of pure, devastating clarity, delivers the line of the week. Then why does our bed feel so crowded? Wow, just wow. That is some top-tier, award-winning soap opera dialogue right there. It perfectly encapsulates all her deep-rooted insecurity, all her silent pain. But wait, let me analyze Ted for a second. Is Ted actually still in love with Nicole, or is Shanice self-sabotaging a good thing because she's scared? I mean, Ted is physically there in the room with her, but emotionally, his energy is scattered to the wind. It's like he desperately wants the safe comfort of Shanice, but is still addicted to the chaotic thrill of his past with Nicole. Or maybe I'm reading too much into a simple conversation. No, actually, I'm definitely right about this. Ted is emotionally unavailable. And Shanice is finally, painfully waking up to the harsh reality that she cannot simply love him into being fully present. Speaking of Nicole, she is entirely unbothered by Ted's existential crisis right now because she is out living her absolute best life with Carlton. They are on a date at the DMV bookstore, which, by the way, is such a specific, quirky, and weirdly charming location for a romantic outing. And suddenly, Sonny Anderson, the celebrity chef and host from the Food Network, just happens to be there. Okay, this is where I get a little distracted and lose my train of thought. Sonny Anderson is doing a guest cameo, and Nicole and Carlton go up to her table like massive, adorable fangirls, fanboys. Nicole even mentions she's a huge fan of the best-selling author and Air Force veteran. Sonny looks over, sees Nicole and Carlton getting all cozy and intimate at the next table, and drops the iconic "When Harry Met Sally" reference. Hey girl, I think I need to change my order. Basically, I'll have what she's having. It's cute. It's a superficial pop culture nod, but it serves a very specific narrative purpose in the grand scheme of the show. It validates Nicole and Carlton's undeniable chemistry to the audience. It's the writers winking at us, saying, look, even a famous celebrity chef can see the intense heat radiating between these two. And the heat is definitely, undeniably there. We see them later, hitting the sheets, and Nicole just takes total, absolute control of the situation. I have a better idea, she says, her voice dripping with confidence. I love this character growth for her. After all the exhausting drama she just barely escaped from the whole plastic surgeon mess, the endless kill love triangle, she is finally reclaiming her agency and her desires. Keel was the absolute Feltrina for so long, the one we all thought she'd end up with, but Carlton is just swooping in out of nowhere and making all the right, calculated moves. But wait, is Keel really, truly out of the picture for good? You don't just build up a massive dynamic between Keel and Nicole for months just to drop it for Carlton unless Carlton is secretly hiding something terrible. Or maybe Carlton really is just the safe, passionate harbor she desperately needs right now. I don't know. I'm constantly changing my mind on who she should actually be with. It's exhausting being a fan sometimes, you know? Let me try to pull all these chaotic, messy threads together into some semblance of a cohesive theory. We have Grayson literally fighting for his life and Ashley's safety against a ruthless plasma ring. We have Jacob navigating rigid police bureaucracy while dealing with Naomi's terrifying insider intel. We have Donnie and Andre playing a toxic marital game of espionage and accusations. And then we have the deeply emotional romantic entanglements of Ted, Shanice, and Nicole, Carlton. It's like the show is operating on two completely different, parallel frequencies, a high-stakes, life-or-death criminal underworld and deep, emotional domestic warfare. But how do they intersect? Because they always intersect. What if Andre's massive secret is somehow tied to the plasma ring? Wait, no, that's way too much of a stretch. He's in a totally different social circle. But what if it is Andre being a spy, Grayson needing a desperate way out? Laya pulling all the malicious strings. What if Laya is the mysterious person Andre is spying for? Okay, my brain is officially breaking. I'm overthinking this to the point of exhaustion. I just keep going back to that singular image of Grayson looking at the photo of Ashley on his phone. The sheer, unadulterated panic in his eyes. It's a brilliant acting moment, but it sets up such a bleak, terrifying trajectory for the coming weeks. If Ashley is taken, the collateral damage to everyone involved is going to be immense and irreversible. Grayson will have to make an impossible choice between his own fractured morality and the life of the person he cares about. It's the classic, agonizing tragic hero dilemma. He's going to make the wrong choice. I know he is. He's going to do something incredibly stupid, reckless, and dangerous, and Jacob is going to have to make good on his threat and arrest him. But maybe, just maybe, Naomi can intervene before it's too late. She seems to have a pipeline to information that even Jacob doesn't have access to. Okay, I'm just talking in circles now. Strange. Really strange. The whole thing is strange. I guess we just have to sit back, bite our nails, and wait to see how this plasma madness actually unfolds next week. My heart can barely take the anticipation. Basically, you already out that Jacob is also in danger. And let's not forget Ander and Donnie. It seems she's discovered some secret related to Ander, right?